Betty Williams vanished without a trace on a quiet suburban evening, leaving behind only a cryptic warning about a stranger's kindness. The sole clue to her fate was not a fingerprint or a footprint, but the haunting, residual glow of a recording light. On a cool autumn night, 22-year-old Betty Williams was home alone in her apartment. The knock at the door was unexpected. Through the peephole, she saw a young man, disheveled and seemingly distressed. He explained his car had broken down and pleaded to use her phone. Moved by a sense of neighborly duty, Betty made the fateful decision to let him in. The man made a brief, hushed call, then accepted Betty's offer of a drink, settling into her living room as if an invited guest. What began as a polite exchange evolved into an hours-long conversation, meandering through life stories and shared interests. Betty, growing uneasy as the night deepened, gently suggested it was time for him to leave. He dismissed her, instead launching into an intense monologue about his passion for obscure cinema, specifically a genre known as video nasties. His tone shifted from congenial to chillingly academic as he described these films not as works of fiction, but as stark, unedited documentaries of real events. A cold dread settled over Betty as the man detailed the mechanics of capturing what he called pure human finality. It was then in the dim light of her own living room that Betty noticed a subtle, rhythmic red pulse emanating from beneath the man's jacket. Her blood ran cold. This was no casual film enthusiast. The pulsing light was the telltale sign of a camera actively recording. Every shared confidence, every moment of her escalating fear was being documented not for a Hollywood studio, but for a far darker audience. The man was not a stranded motorist, but a former military police officer with training in surveillance and tactical operations. His entire story was a meticulously crafted ruse to gain compliant access to a private space. The video nasty he was creating was, in fact, a recording of his own unthinkable act. Betty's story is a permanent fixture on a missing persons poster, but somewhere in the hidden corners of the internet, her final moments may exist as someone else's entertainment. How many times have you opened your door without truly seeing the person on the other side? What would you have done if you saw that red glow?